Looks like we're live.
Are we live? Mine says waiting to go live.
My phone says live.
Well, then let's go.
How's it going, everybody? This is Coffee with Keith.
And Katie on Public House Media.
And you are just witnessing another one of our snafus trying to figure out how to do this on Public House Media in different cities. This is like a Tale of Two Cities Part 4 or something. I'm still in freezing Orlando right now. It is freezing. It is 50 degrees here in Orlando. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me, Orlando? I can see my breath. I can see my breath. Another one of our snafus trying to figure out.
No.
Oh, my goodness.
My God. What's happening?
Katie, that's all your fault, right?
Stop talking.
In different cities. This is
no.
like a Tale of Two Cities Part 4 or something. I'm still in Katie. Freezing.
Your computer is talking.
Then turn off the sound.
I'm trying. I don't see the button.
Are you kidding me?
Okay.
Turn off the sound. You got it?
I just turned off the left. Oh my
God.
God.
All right, good. Okay. Anyways, we're in Orlando. It's freezing out here. It's 50 degrees. Katie is in the comfort of our apartment on Chicago's north side. And
I have driven every day since we had our last show, and each time I reach my destination before the engine is warm enough to turn on the heat.
I mean, I know I don't have a lot to complain about because I'm still in 50-degree weather when I could be in negative 5-degree weather, but still.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be warm here, and it is not, and it is annoying.
Relativity.
Yep. Anyways,
All right.
this is Coffee with Keith and Katie. We're very happy that you're joining us. Pleasure for you to do. Katie, what are you doing?
I don't know what's happening.
Katie, chill.
I don't know where the button is. It all happened so fast.
Anyways, speaking of being in different cities right now, it can be difficult, of course, from time to time.
Obviously.
Katie,
It all happened so fast.
Katie, take the laptop and put it in the other room so we don't.
I've turned it off 5 times.
You did not. Well, you obviously did not turn it off. So put it.
Now it's turned off.
Are you sure?
Yes.
All right. We try to make our relationship work when I travel. I travel a lot. We try to make this broadcast work when I travel. That is not going so well, obviously.
It's been a long day. It did not start out well. I decided I was going to make coffee this morning. A little behind the scenes for you guys. I never make coffee. Keith is the coffee maker. When he's gone, I have my little instant coffee that I can stir easily. But today I decided I wanted real coffee. So I called Keith while he was still asleep and said, Keith, how do you use this coffee maker? I want 1 cup of coffee. And he says, put in 12 ounces of water. And there's a number 12 on the machine. So I put in 12 ounces. And I said, wait, this doesn't look right. And Keith said, what do you mean it doesn't look right? And I said, well, it looks like it's 12 cups and not 12 ounces.
Hi, Mr. Fuzzyface.
Hi, Mr. Fuzzyface. So then I had to put in a lot more coffee grounds, and I have coffee for the next 2 weeks. It's great.
Yeah, she was saying, how do I make coffee? So I'm telling her, all right, you get the filter out, and of course, the filter's a little tall for her, in the cupboard. So she gets it out, and I'm walking her through, how much coffee she should probably put in relation to water. And I say, all right, if you want 1 cup, put in 12 ounces. But she fills it all the way to the top, which is 12 cups. So she wakes me up to tell her how to make coffee, and she gets it wrong.
Yep. Yep.
And we have Mr. Fuzzyface on the show because getting to the subject of the show, we have Mr. Fuzzyface. And one of the things that helps get Katie by when I am out of town is having a nice, furry animal to talk to and to hang out with.
Yes. We've known since we started dating that we would have opposite crazy schedules because I'm in the arts, Keith is in sports. So we just, you know, we're kind of used to it. We're as used to it as you can get, but it still sucks because we like to be together.
Yeah.
So when we are actually in the same city and just on different schedules, we find the little moments that work. I might walk Keith to the train. It's 10 minutes. 10 minutes we wouldn't have otherwise. We might meet downtown for lunch or coffee or something. So it's finding those little moments when we are in the same city on opposite schedules. When Keith is away, it gets a little more challenging.
Yeah.
And that's why we have Mr. Fuzzyface.
That's why we had, yeah, I was especially traveling a lot more. When we got Mr. Fuzzyface, I was traveling a ton. I was probably on the road at one point. I think I was out of town 15 out of 16 days. So like we saw each other like in the middle of that time frame when I was actually able to spend the night at home before I had to go fly out somewhere else. So and definitely we've been able to tell, and you know, when Katie's gone too, Katie's out of the house sometimes when, you know, I'm there, and having a pet of any kind has really helped us, you know, kind of stay sane when, you know, even though Mr. Fuzzyface doesn't answer, you know, we're able to talk, and he kind of acts like that. People think that cats don't make, you know, really great companions and that dogs make much better companions. But Mr. Fuzzyface is that, you know, he like has a lot of dog traits because he'll play fetch and
Yes.
everything like that.
He
So
plays fetch with a milk ring.
yeah, yep, plays fetch with a milk ring. He will do it all the time, every night. So I mean that's kind of cool. You actually have an activity to do
Yes.
sometimes and something to interact with. So Mr. Fuzzyface has definitely helped us. Uh, you know, when each other when we're apart, when I'm gone, when Katie's gone. So it's been a
It's
big help. And Mr. Fuzzyface has done a pretty good job of being a member of this broadcast.
He
Um,
has. He's gonna
so
knock over my phone any second, but
yeah,
he's
but
having a great time.
yeah,
But yeah, just to have someone to come home to. I know someone's waiting for me, someone to talk to, and he's actually quite talkative. He's very vocal. He has many different sounds. He just likes to
yeah.
talk, which fits in with us. But you're being very quiet and very good for this little broadcast, aren't you? So we wanted to share with you how we got Mr. Fuzzyface, because it's kind of hilarious.
Yeah.
We finally decided we were ready to add to our family and get we're ready to adopt a cat. And we looked up a shelter that we thought would be a good place to adopt from. And we expected the entire process to take about 2 hours because in rural areas and small cities like where Keith and I are from, you either run into a little girl with a box full of free kittens, or you visit the farmer up the road and say, I will have that one, because they are always having kittens.
That's how we got our cat when we lived in Pittsville.
That's how I've gotten every single cat in my life. Every pet. You laugh, it's true.
Yeah.
So we figured it would take a little bit longer. Well, we went to the shelter and we wanted a kitten. Of course we want a kitten. Everyone wants a small, adorable kitten. And they said, well, you can adopt a kitten if you adopt two, because it's bad for them mentally and developmentally to be without a companion under 4 months of age.
He's doing just fine.
It's a cat.
It's a cat. It's a cat, and I'm saying, like, we like them as much as anybody likes their pet. Well, I don't know if we like them as much as anybody likes their pet. I mean, he's a great pet and he's a great companion, but we don't treat him like a person. I don't believe in treating my cat like a person because he's not a person. He's a cat. He eats out of a dish. We you know,
on the floor.
On the floor.
We eat out of dishes too, Keith.
Right, he's not a person. If he's like licking something off the floor, we kind of say, "All right, go for it," you know. Whereas if we had a person licking something off the floor, we'd probably be like, "Hey, maybe don't do that." But no, he's a cat. He's not a person. So we haven't gone crazy, like trying to raise him with like a companion so he can develop better or something. I don't think, you know, I think that's kind of silly. So that was definitely not the way we were going to go with adopting him. So we went with a much better route, right?
Well, we have several stops to make before we get to Mr. Fuzzyface. Do you not remember this? So we're not going to use that shelter. We can have one cat. That's it. So we went to PetSmart. Down here, the PetSmarts work with local shelters, so it's not like you're buying a pet store cat. We found the most adorable little kitten. We're ready to take her home. And then they handed us a 4-page application asking for our address. That made sense. Our financial situation, 2 references, and a list of things we would agree to do and not do to the cat. Like a set playtime every day and do not declaw the cat. Okay. So that application would then go to the shelter.
Yep.
If they approved that application, someone from the shelter would come to our apartment and do a home check to make sure it was an acceptable living situation for a cat. If we passed the home check, the shelter would bring the cat into our home to watch it interact with us and its potential living environment.
Oh, damn.
We said, no, it's a cat. Keith, what are you doing?
So I'm in a car right now because we are leaving the place where I was. So.
Okay.
Coffee with Keith.
This is coffee with Keith. We have some friends in the car right now. We have Joe who's driving. We
Hi,
have Luke
Joe.
in the seat. We have Lamont next to me. We have David directly next to me, and then we have our good friend Michael Smalls in the back of the trunk.
We have our coffee. Do you have yours?
They know the
Of
show.
course I do. You're all in darkness.
I'm not in darkness anymore.
I can see your face. I can't see anyone else.
That's all right.
Can I please talk about Mr. Fuzzyface now?
Finish the story.
I'm going to finish the story. So, obviously, we were not getting that cat. The next day, I had to work. We were really intent on getting this cat when we went out to get it. So, there was not going to be a time lapse. Next day, I had to work. Keith decided to go to a different shelter and to hopefully surprise me with a kitten when I got home from work. So, he went to the shelter, filled out another application, and waited in line because only one group of people can interact with the kittens at a time.
It's crazy.
So Keith had to wait in line. And just when it was his turn, he was informed that all family members had to meet the cat before we could take it home.
Yeah, just one.
And he explained it's just us, 2 adults, no kids. This is kind of a surprise for my wife. No, not happening. Keith came home without a kitten. We're ready to go back to Wisconsin and find the little girl with the cardboard box. We're about done with this.
It's easy.
We try one more thing. We decide we're going to try one other PetSmart, but we called ahead this time.
Yep.
Called ahead. And I said, which shelter do you work with? The Anti-Cruelty Society. Great, we haven't fought with them yet. Do you have kittens? Yes.
Yep.
How long is the adoption process? About an hour.
1
We'll be
hour.
there in 10 minutes.
We got them in an hour.
We,
All these places, they make it difficult to get a cat. It's like we have to go through a process to get a cat. 1 hour.
The Anti-Cruelty Society is actually interested in getting homes for their shelter animals, unlike everyone else.
So
Anyway, we met and instantly fell in love with Otho and immediately renamed him Mr. Fuzzyface.
Yeah.
And now we are all very happy. Aren't we,
there
Mr. Fuzzyface?
Yeah, there he is. All right.
Are you going to do anything cool? You're just going to sit there. He's just going to sit there.
Oh, yeah. He's about to get arrested.
So that's Mr. Fuzzyface. He's just a bond that Keith and I have too. If I want to talk to Keith, but somehow find myself without anything to say, it happens. I know. I just sent a picture of Mr. Fuzzyface because he's adorable. But yeah, so that's how we cope with weird schedules, long distance.
Yep.
And this happens too. Keith will call me, and I think we have time together, but he's actually with other people or going somewhere, so he doesn't have the time to devote to the conversation that I would like him to.
But I was just informed that I started this broadcast. I walked away from the table. I started this broadcast, and they informed me that I thought we had time. I don't think I paid my tab at the restaurant.
Dine and
I think I dined and dashed because they're saying, "Hey, Keith, come out to the car because we're leaving." I said, "Okay."
No, you was already outside.
But well, like I was outside, but they're like, "Come to the car because we're
You
leaving."
were like, that was a smooth move.
Right. So I mean, hey,
Yep.
I think I dined and dashed. They're telling me.
Pay
So.
all that cap.
But we're gonna come back. We're gonna come back. I'll pay it. Though. I'm just getting I'm getting eaten alive right here. I thought this was a safe place.
It is a safe place.
We
just told you the truth.
You're a criminal.
So, anyway, we come to the time of the show where I always quiz Katie. The name is called NFL or NBA. Katie knows.
Wait.
What?
Should we talk about the Packers, or should we all just move on?
Last game of the Packers for the season, I predicted that they would win because they were playing the Lions, and they always find a way to lose. Katie predicted that the Lions would win, and the Lions won. So, Katie won. Yep.
I won the last game of the season. It is a hollow victory, however.
So, but everybody loses because the Packers lost.
Yeah.
Sure.
Anyway.
So now that the football season is over, because the Packers are done, who cares about the rest of it? We'll find different sports and teams to keep track of for you, so you continue to be entertained. All right, Keith, let's get on with Humiliate Katie.
All right, NFL or NBA, we play this game because we list a number of very obvious players in the NFL or NBA, and Katie doesn't get it, so it's fun to see if Katie thinks that so-and-so is an NFL or an NBA player. So, player number 1, Kirk Cousins.
Kirk Cousins
NFL.
plays football. He's in the NFL.
Good job. Do you know what position he plays?
He's a quarterback.
Oh, okay. What team?
The Chiefs?
Nope.
Something red. Something red.
What's that?
Falcons?
Native.
Why are you trying to
What?
humiliate her?
What's that?
Are their uniforms red?
Red. Yep. Red and yellow. You got it.
Red and yellow. 49ers? No.
Not 49ers.
Red and yellow. Tampa Bay.
They have a very offensive team name.
What did I say? The Chiefs? The Redskins?
You got it. You got it. The Redskins. You're good. That was
We were
good.
close, weren't we, Mr. Fuzzyface?
So that was a one answer, but you got about 3 points on that one question. So you did a good job.
Yeah.
All right. Number 2, Isaiah Thomas.
Isaiah what?
Isaiah Thomas.
Thomas?
Thomas.
It sounds familiar, and if it sounds familiar, it's probably football, because I don't care about basketball. So I will say NFL.
He is a basketball player.
Oh, we got that one wrong, man.
He was a part of a big trade, and he got injured, but now he's playing again.
Oh, yeah.
So he's
Good for
big debut tonight. So he's back from injury tonight.
Good job, Isaiah Thomas. Have a great game.
All right. And I'm trying to think of the other name that I had lined up for you.
You were supposed to have these ready.
I do have them ready. I forgot the third one, though. You know what? I'm just going to throw one out there then.
Do it.
We're going to go with Christian McCaffrey.
What?
Christian McCaffrey.
McCaffrey?
Yep, Christian McCaffrey.
It sounds like a football name.
It is a football name. He's a rookie.
NFL.
Yep. He's a rookie. He plays for the Carolina Panthers.
Oh, what position does he? Wait, no, let me guess. Running back or wide receiver?
Which one?
No, I'm
Joe
asking,
said it
is
from
it
the
one of
driving
those?
seat. You're right on both because he's kind of a hybrid where they line him up in the backfield, but he can run and catch pretty well. So he's both a running back and wide receiver. So you got that.
High five, Mr. Fuzzyface. Good job. We got that one. This is a team effort right here.
Good job. All right. Well, with the conclusion of NFL or NBA, that is the conclusion of our show for this Tuesday. But we will be back with you on Friday for more Coffee with Keith
and Katie on Public House Media. Thanks for joining us, guys. Thanks for bearing with us through our technical
Everybody
difficulties.
have a great. This has been the debut of the voices of Joe, of Luke, Lamont, David, and Smalls. So maybe we'll have them all back as guests, but I don't think I want them.
All right. Thanks for joining us, guys.
And we will see you all again on Friday. Take care.
Bye, guys.
Good move.